any answers as to what just happened? This was the most Man United performance in a long, long time. We need to actually start getting to the point now where we are no longer surprised about what is going on. What kind of embarrassing, shambolic, absolutely brain-dead performance was that? These players literally lack the absolute fundamentals, the absolute basics in football. Bruv, hold up, man, allow it. So look, yeah. How can we do the same thing over and over and over and over again? I know a lot of you, man, probably watched Doctor Strange. You know when he's got the time stone and Dormammu's having to repeat the same moment over and over and over again until he starts to allow and he's like, okay, cool, Doctor Strange, you can have it. I'm done repeating the same cycle over and over again. But every single time we score a goal, within 5 minutes, we concede. We did that twice today. We gift the opposition so many free goals is actually a joke. You would think Christmas came early. Because we wear red, we talk about red devils, maybe it's a Santa Claus thing where we just give out gifts. Because if you look at the goals we actually gave up today, you're thinking to yourself, no serious elite club concedes goals like that. If you look at the fixtures across the other Champions League games, I'm sure some of you guys maybe would have watched the Lens Arsenal game, maybe watched the Real Madrid Napoli game. Yes, you'll see the odd little mistake, but I guarantee you go and watch those games, you will not see a goal conceded similar to the ones you saw in this Manchester United game. You will not see a poor forward try to play a pass over the top from Amrabat into Mount, misplaces the pass, and then just one straight ball which completely cuts through the entire team. And then Icardi, who is crap, and I said it before, I can't even call a man crap. I can't even call opposition players crap because when they step on the pitch against Man United, they end up packing us. I called Icardi crap. I said that this guy's wife has balls in her purse, and the reason why he's been crap for ages is because his wife does all of that, and he's just been brought down with the wife's drama. Then what did he do? He misses a penalty. What did Man United do? Say, yo, bro, I'm sorry you missed the pen. You're probably low on confidence. Here you go. Here's a goal. Chip my goalkeeper. Chip my goalkeeper. The goalkeeper will get onto him, of course. But time and time again, we keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. When will it end, Robbie? Prime AFTV, when will it end? 5 minutes we can't hold out for. Basics in football. I said it during the stream that you need to take these things in conjunction with each other. When you see a team constantly doing the basics wrong, yes, you have to look at the manager, but equally you have to look at the players. You share the blame equally. How easy it is, how the mentality drops. Cool. Look at Bruno Fernandes. He's meant to be our captain. How can the team not be galvanized after scoring a goal? You tell them that, okay, guys, switch on. This, yeah? This. Switch on, yeah? Compose yourselves, let's go again. Because everybody knows, and they have played professional football since they were kids, that the most vulnerable time your team will ever be is after you score a goal. You're vulnerable because complacency tends to trickle in. You think that you're one step closer to the victory. You start to relax. That's why we concede so frequently. The mentality is poor, and that comes from the manager on the pitch who's meant to be the captain and the manager on the sideline who is not instilling the appropriate mentality, the mental toughness, the resilience that allows these guys to score a goal or concede and either bounce back or compose themselves afterwards. They don't do it. And then equally the players, the personnel, we've seen the same group of players do this shit over and over and over and over again. You would see the same things on the ollie, conceding goals just after scoring or conceding goals early and then it go into a complete snowball effect and we get absolutely rolled. That is the cycle of Man United. Either we concede early and get rolled, we score and then concede quickly, we concede early, then can't get back into the game. I just don't understand. I can't understand for the life of me what exactly is going on. you start looking at the team selection. I have to commend Ten Hag in some aspects for taking off Hannibal early. I have to commend him for doing that because he could have let Hannibal stay out there just drowning, doing niche. But he took him off, and Eriksen, yes, Eriksen has his issues off the ball. We've all criticized Eriksen, but at the very least, when Eriksen came on, immediately what happened? He gave a great pass, and Rashford should have done all that better. Either shot, took priority on himself, took the ownership of himself in that situation, say, cool, I am Marcus Rashford, I'm Man United's main attacking threat, I'm going to score this goal. Doesn't do it. Okay, cool, you don't want to shoot, pass it to Bruno. Underhits the pass. Doesn't put it in the right direction. But you saw from adding Eriksen back into that midfield, he at least added something. And Hannibal was there. Man United youth prospect. I want Hannibal to do well. But he just runs around kicking people. He runs around kicking people. He does the odd little shimmy, odd little body movement. But when it comes down to actually doing something, I knew when the starting lineup came out, I was worried. The main thing I was worried about was, are we going to play the 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, or what I call the blood diamond? Because whenever Man United play the blood diamond, when we have 4 midfielders in that midfield, we always play crap. We could not create a number of good chances against Crystal Palace playing with 3 forwards. Ten Hag decided to take off a forward, put on a midfielder, but he's not like he's a midfielder in the ilk of a Szoboszlai, a Gravenberch, a Kevin De Bruyne, who scores goals and creates chances. This is a guy, Hannibal, who doesn't create. And that's not his fault. I guess that's not his profile of player. But we struggle to score goals and create chances, but you put a midfielder on the pitch that does neither of those 2 things and take off a forward. Yes, Pelestri was poor, but you have other options. There was Garnacho. There was Anthony. I don't care about Anthony's in terms of his fitness, whatever's been going on, but if Anthony was fit enough to come onto the bench, he was fit enough to at least be given 45, 60 minutes, and then against tired legs, maybe Garnacho comes on, if you don't think Pelestri's up to standards. I don't personally, but we need to think about Ten Hag's rationale. So cool, he took him off. Then what happened? We'll now move away from actually talking about Ten Hag. Let's talk about the players. Onana.
Bro, this guy's gonna get cooked so bad.
Yo. Bro, hide your keys, hide your kids, hide your wife. Because, honestly speaking, the other day, Onana just dropped his keys on the ground. All Onana did the other day was just drop his keys on the ground. And then the guy was getting clipped up. The media was taking pictures of this guy just because he dropped his keys on the ground, taking still frame images of him. So imagine he does this, the level of scrutiny is going to be wild. TalkSport, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, bro, Instagram, compilations everywhere. Billboards probably. The guy's probably going to be on billboards.
Billboards is crazy.
I've actually supported him, and I'll continue to back Onana because goalkeepers is one of the biggest and most difficult positions to replace a previous goalkeeper, especially one that's actually done very well for the club. Look at how long it took Man United to replace Peter Schmeichel with Edwin van der Sar. We went through the likes of Barthez and a bunch of other goalkeepers before we got to van der Sar. So it may take a while. Whether Onana will be our final goalkeeper, I pray he will be, but so far, a few of the mistakes he's made have been down to him, but I genuinely do not believe that every single one of the mistakes that has been, the goals we've conceded have been down to him. Yes, the defense has a lot to participate, but today, that one there is wild. And now Cass is out. So now we'll maybe starting to see some of the repercussions and ramifications of some of his mistakes. Because previously, I do think some people have been exaggerating some things that Onana has done, and we've been pushing this agenda on there because a lot of people, let's be serious, there's people still out there that are sympathizing with De Gea, they glaze De Gea, so any little thing this guy does is being scrutinized to an absolutely microscopic degree. But honestly speaking, for other scenarios, I wouldn't blame Onana. Today though, he has to take absolutely all the smoke, and he deserves it. And the thing is, you know from the Bayern Munich game, the mistake he made there, that he's the type of player, at the very least, he's going to take you on the chin. He's going to take you on the chest. I pray and I hope that this stuff starts to end, but I just can't tell. I just don't know what's going to happen. I'm getting worried now. It's starting to worry me a little bit. There's too much going on. This is the worst environment ever to be a new goalkeeper. You've got an unsettled back four, constant changes because of injuries. No one seems to know what they're doing back there. People are scrambling. Casemiro's looking lost nowadays. Everybody looks lost, and you throw in a new goalkeeper. This guy is literally set up to fail. And I feel sorry for him, but it's Man United, so I can't feel that sorry. So I'm going to rate him now, and I can't lie. The first goal, some people are saying that they think it's his fault. Do you think, tell me in the comment section right now, do you guys think it is Onana's fault, that first goal? Obviously, the goal that Icardi scored, he can't save that. Let's not even joke about it. He can't save Icardi's goal. It's actually a decent finish from him. Chip the goalkeeper, cool. First one, was it Onana's fault? Tell me now. Second goal, that you can't explain that. So I'm giving him no more than a 3. 3 for Onana for today. Even in terms of his passing, I understand that I'm very much sure that it was tactical. Onana kept hitting long ball after long ball after long ball this match.
He doesn't normally do that.
Yeah, exactly. This is a goalkeeper that for his national team, he literally was fighting against the manager and not wanting to play for his own country because he was getting played in a scenario where he was being forced to play long balls for his national side, which is why he fell out and stopped playing for Cameroon temporarily. But now he's here at Manchester United and he's being told clearly this match to play long ball after long ball after long ball. And some of his long passing wasn't great, but other times it was the decision making. Bro, you're playing long passes to Garnacho. Hey, he's not the shortest. He's like 5'10", 5'11", but the guy's not physical. He got bullied by Bowie. Bowie's a physical youth. He manhandled him in all the header situations. So why are you giving him the long ball? Rashford ducks challenges. We saw in the FA Cup last year, ducking headers versus Rodri. Why are you giving Rashford long balls? And of course, since the only player that can win the ball is Højlund in the air, they're going to double up on him, which is what they did. Davinson Sanchez was literally jumping on Højlund. Why are we still playing it long? That comes down again to Ten Hag because that's tactical. You are literally fearing the likes of Galatasaray. So rather than imposing your play style and playing from the back, playing in our normal build-up way, you're trying to bypass the defense. And yes, I understand that maybe it was due to personnel issues. But we still have the likes of Amrabat in there, who's good on the ball. Varane, Varane, Dalot and Lindelof, they're competent enough. You set them up in a way that they can form a nice base and you can still play through. I have to hold him accountable for certain things, but you can't dig into him as if he was the only issue today. We go into the next player. Next player, Dalot. Dalot today, I knew it and I said it early on that he was going to get booked early. That Zaha would get him booked early. It was around the 30th minute and he did get that booking. I knew that's Dalot's customary booking. But the funny thing about Dalot is when he does get his booking, he actually tends to play very well afterwards. And for a while, he was good. But then what happens? Old habits slip in. And we start to see the Dalot that we haven't seen this year, which is great defensively, get manhandled. He doesn't get tight enough. He's not physical enough. Zaha has the beating of him, mosses him off the ball, and then finishes off him. Of course, it was a little bit lucky, but I'm sorry. Get tighter, be stronger, more aggressive, force the issue. But he got dominated, and Zaha scored. And Zaha's doing this. Man's cupping his ears at OT, you know.
How can you be doing that?
And man's the guy's cupping his ears at OT, and the crowd are there booing him. And you got the what's it called? You got Galatasaray's English Twitter actually drawing out Man United. We're at the stage right now where even Galatasaray's are cooking us. Galatasaray, Manchester United, Red Devils. I know some people are talking about that kit we released, but ever since Man United released that kit, I swear we've been looking finished.
Literally, fam.
Am I lying? Ever since that kit came out, the Red Devils kit that sent the whole Twitter in uprest, we've been looking dusted.
Bro, it's a curse, bro. Every time we score, we can see
injuries after injuries after injuries. VAR cooking us.
Like, brother,
can't hold a lead for more than 5 minutes. Dalot today, he grew into the game after the mistakes he made versus Zaha, the yellow card. He very much had a okay game. Again, could have done a bit more going forward. But Dalot, I'd say, for losing that challenge, he contested decently, but he still lost the challenge. He grew into the game. I'll give him a flat 5. Dalot was a flat 5 for me today. It was a drop off. I've been giving him a lot of 7s recently. But he has to hold that today. Overall, if you remove that mistake he made, he probably gets like a 6, 7 maybe at a push if you're really forcing it. But for that mistake, he can't get higher than a 5. And I feel like he could have done a little bit more going forward. So that's what I'm going to say for Dalot. Next person now. Lindelof. Lindelof was decent today. He's decent today. He's decent today. Especially when we got that red card, he had to do a lot of solo defending. I wouldn't really attribute any of the goals to him. The first one wasn't anything to do with him. The third goal, Icardi's goal, that was because Amrabat didn't step up and push the line. Varane and Lindelof played a very good line. Well done line. Icardi was played off by them. But Amrabat, who's not a fullback, he is not a left back before people start cooking the guy. He did not step up with them. So then that left Icardi onside. So I can't blame Lindelof for that. Lindelof was okay on the ball, still a little bit passive for me, but overall I was okay with Lindelof's performance. He wasn't the worst today. We're going to get on to the people that were bad. Lindelof wasn't too bad. It will be a 6 for Lindelof. He wasn't particularly bad, wasn't particularly, like, he didn't do anything major though, so just above average, or flat 6. Next person now. These guys. Varane can just hold that as well. Galatasaray champion of UEFA Champions League. Bro, relax, man. I don't know what you're smoking. They ain't winning the Champions League.
Nah, in a way, Galatasaray winning.
Yeah, so in terms of Varane again did his thing. Did not get beaten at all. Controlled the ball well. He stepped out with the ball pretty bad. There was a bit of wayward passing from time to time. Again, none of the goals we conceded were attributed to Varane, so I can't be cooking Varane for anything that happened today. Varane was okay. That was more. I'll move on. There's nothing much to be said about him. Amrabat actually had a decent performance today. He was pretty decent today. He moved forward with the ball well, played decent balls infield, controlled the ball well. He's playing out of position, guys. This guy is playing at left back, even though he's a centre midfielder. And for example, in the preview, I knew it. I said it in my preview that Amrabat is going to be in a situation that he will not get to play in the midfield today as much as he did versus Crystal Palace. A lot of United fans were getting really gassing. Look how much he's inverting into midfield. He's like Zinchenko. He's like our version of Zinchenko. I said it, like, yo, he looks good inverting into midfield versus Crystal Palace because Crystal Palace are super passive. We're going to have 70, 80% of the ball. They're easy to dominate. They're just going to play a low block, and Amrabat's just going to be in midfield the whole time. He'll have no left back work to do, basically. He'll just be a centre mid. But this match, I said it when I did my match preview, that this is a team, based off how they play, their playing style, they do like to hold some possession. They do like to play on the wings. They do have decent technical players. Yes, a lot of their players are ex-Premier League rejects, but they do have decent players that like to get on the ball and play a bit of football. So what was the possession stats at the end? It was near enough 50-50. You saw more left-back work today from Amrabat. You saw him overlapping at times. You saw him really on the left, making defensive last-ditch tackles on the left-hand side. Even sometimes covering for Dalot on the right-hand side. So we did not see Amrabat actually playing like a midfielder today. He was really very much a left-back. It was like a Luke Shaw performance today without the left foot and the crossing. The crossing was poor. But he's not a left-back. I mentioned it before. He did not step forward with Varane and Lindelof playing Icardi on side for the goal. Again, he's not a left-back. So I can't overly scrutinise him because you have to apply this bit of context. But one thing I would say is that the goal we did concede, the third goal, the Icardi goal, it was caused by him forcing a pass. Bro, we're 10 men down here, 10 men down. That means we need to be extra careful. You do not make that pass in a scenario where we've just turned over the ball, so the team is still in a position where the players are out of position. The team wasn't set. Then you force a long ball and you play a poor pass to Mount. The pass was crap. Straight to their centre backs, crap pass, and then they just get our defense split. You don't step up, we concede. The stepping apart, I'll give him a pass for that because he's not a defender. But the pass and the thought process behind playing that ball wasn't good enough. Overall, I'll give him a 6 out of 10. It was an alright performance from him in terms of on the ball. He did well, composed. He did make a lot of good recovery challenges, but in key moments, it wasn't good enough. But the one good thing I would say about it though is the key moments he had that were poor, a lot of them, it was a left back issue, not the fact that we were seeing him make poor decisions or performances for a centre mid. It was a poor left back performance at times. That's the one thing I'd say. That's not his position and he did a job. Next player we're looking at now. It is, boom, Casemiro. Oh my God. A lot of people a lot of people, they will say that Casemiro's performance, that it wasn't that bad. A lot of people will claim that Casemiro's performance wasn't that bad.
But
honestly speaking, Casemiro was not good. Let's just call a spade a spade. I'm not going to be one of them fans that I love Casemiro. Every United fan loves Casemiro, but Casemiro was not good today. He did a few good things, but what I would always say is that someone of Casemiro's quality is always going to do good stuff. Always. But the thing is, when you're at this level, where you're literally, the thing is, what people need to understand is, Casemiro is going to go down as one of the best DMs of all time in football. Definitely of this generation, likely all time in football. So of course the guy's going to do some good stuff during the game. But when you're at this level, doing some good stuff is not good enough. When you're constantly making bad decisions, you're just forcing the pass far too frequently. You're just forcing it. Good. He made some good recovery challenges, did tackle well. He always does that. He read the game a bit better today. He wasn't really getting bypassed like he was in other matches. Defensively wasn't Casemiro's issue today. It was him forcing passes again and again and again and again and misplacing it. The quality we saw last year was lacking today. That was my issue with Casemiro. The last ditch challenge, you removed that. He had to do something. And if anything, the last ditch challenge Casemiro did actually worked. If anything, Casemiro's last ditch challenge worked because the penalty that was conceded, it was missed. He, in a way, did his part. He saved us. He gave us the opportunity before going off the pitch. He said, you guys hold that. You have a chance now. With 10 men, you're 2-2. You could nick a goal or get the draw and run away with it. But what happens? Onana decides to mess up. Oh, yeah. Honestly speaking, I don't even know what to say. But Casemiro today, he's just going to get, it will be a 5. What I've always said is, when I rate Casemiro has to be rated slightly different from other players. He has to. He is far too good for me to be giving him the likes of a 6 or a 7. This is a 5. He had some good moments, good tackling, good defensive displays, but overall, Casemiro can't be more than a 5 today. That's it for me. Next player, Mason Mount. Mason Mount is just... Galatasaray fans making more noise at Old Trafford. Bro, Heisenberg. I'm a pin your comment. It's facts. I saw it at kickoff. A lot of you fans are watching the game. I saw it at kickoff. They were doing the Poznan from kickoff. Man all had their arms around each other, bouncing, bam, 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 bam. They were bouncing on us. Man United fans just there like this in the stadium. Man United fans just looking around, left and right, looking around.
No energy.
Looking lost, no energy. Whereas the away fans were already dunking on us before the game even started. This is literally why I said that Man United will not win away from home. I said that today was a must-win game, not because I'm Ten Hag out, not because I don't rate the players, not because of all this stuff. I said we weren't going to win this game because I knew that we had to win this game, because I knew that away we were going to lose. I knew that away from home we were going to lose to these guys because this stadium, everyone knows it. Galatasaray, Fenerbahce. These are 2 games you don't want to play them. You do not want these away fixtures. Bro, exactly, Pat. It's been a while, fam. It's been a while, Pat. You don't want to play these guys away from home. Their fans are crazy, but crazy in a good way. Man United players have zero mentality. We probably can't even win at Selhurst Park. We struggled to get a win away from home at Turf Moor. You're going to go to Galatasaray and do that and win, yeah? Them are going to be throwing flares in the pitch, screaming at Marcus Rashford. You think this guy's not going to tweak if he sees the flares? This is what I'm talking about. Mason Mount today, he got in the half turn well. Couple of good switches of play. Overall, I liked what I was seeing at times. Couple of decent shots. What I'm not liking from Mason Mount though is I feel like he can do more to help us going forward. A few more crosses, a few more passes in behind. I just need to see him help create a little bit more. That's what's lacking from him. But he did get on the ball quite well. He knitted the play. He pressed well. It was a decent performance from Mason Mount. He wasn't one of the performers that were necessarily poor. He didn't do anything great, but he wasn't the worst. So I'll just be a 6 from him. It wasn't great, but whatever, man. Honestly, it was just a nothing performance, really. Next person I'm going to talk about is Bruno. Oi, 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 oi. This guy, Bruno Fernandes. I'll say his government name, Bruno Fernandes. This guy stank the place out today. I'm not a Bruno hater. I like Bruno. I was happy with him being our captain. I've always had him as one of our favourite players. When he first came to this club, goals and assists for days. Right foot, left foot, headers, outside the box, volleys. Bro, the guy was doing everything. He's been dragged down with the rest of the players at the squad. And now, today, misplacing passes, getting caught on the ball. Crossing was poor. Free kick straight into the wall. The one time he did one good pass was at the very end of the game when he switched to Dallo. Then Dallo ended up conceding the handball. That was the one good thing he did today. One. And I was genuinely watching. I was thinking to myself, bro, even the inevitability of Bruno, at times it feels like it's dried up. This guy used to perform like this, for example, have an off day, but he'll still get you a goal or an assist. He'll still create some really good chances. Bruno's chance creation seems to have dried up a little bit. Has anyone noticed that? He's not creating as many chances as frequently as he used to. I don't know what's going on with Bruno. He seems completely off it. His shooting boots have gone. It's been like that for like about a year and a half now. His shooting boots have gone. His passing was poor today as well. Honestly speaking, Eriksen misplaced some passes, but it was never to the level of what I was seeing from Bruno today. It was awful at times. Bruno, he just can't get any higher today from me than for someone of his caliber, captain. And if you're captain on the side and twice in one game after 5 minutes we concede a goal, I'm sorry, but as captain, you have to take your lashings for that. You have to take your lashings for that. So Bruno, can't get more than a 4. You're the captain. You concede twice after 5 goals. You're misplacing passes. Your shooting is off. You're hitting free kicks onto the wall. You're taking corners and free kicks. You're not able to beat the first man. Today, I'm judging him purely off today. I do not have a Bruno agenda. I've never had a Bruno agenda. I'll say that for fact. A lot of people that are going to be on the stream right now are newer watchers of mine. I have not got a Bruno agenda. I never have. But based off just today, it was woeful. Woeful. But if he plays good the next game, I'm going to give him the necessary praise. But today, nah. Today can't run. Today can't run. It was bad. It was so bad. Honestly speaking, I was shocked by Bruno today. Next player we're going to talk about. Make sure you guys don't forget to drop a like and a subscribe. Keep commenting in the comment section. I always read out your comments. If this match will happen in Galatasaray Stadium, they were pissing in. Exactly, that's what I was saying, bro. Heisenberg. If this match was to happen in Galatasaray Stadium, they are done. They are done. We can't even win at Turf Moor. We can't win at Selhurst Park, places like this. We'll probably struggle to win at Luton Town's home ground as well. So next player we're going to go into Rashford now. Cool, Rashford.
No, not this.
This is another guy. This here is another guy. Marcus Rashford. This performance from him is just legendary. If you're someone that dislikes Rashford, I'm not someone that dislikes Rashford as well. But somebody who dislikes Rashford, this is going to be the perfect game for you. You know, if someone's to ask you, someone who's a Man United, a Rashford fan was to ask you, okay, but Rashford's a good player. He's not bad. Blah blah blah. But you can just. This is one of the games where you can actually open up your book and say, Man United versus Galatasaray, 3rd of October 2023. Rashford's performance, and you just reel off the stats, bring out the clips. This is a man that is so low on confidence. It is frightening. And what is more frightening is the fact that us as Man United fans, we have seen Marcus Rashford at a similar level in terms of lacking confidence before. I'm sure you guys all remember, of course not last season, the year before. I'm sure you guys all remember how Rashford was that year. Where what did he score? Like a handful of goals, maybe 3-4 goals the whole year. He had the injury problems. His head was down all the time. There was links to him going to PSG, links to him going to Barcelona. That was Rashford's lowest point at Manchester United. And he looks very, very similar to that. He looks very similar to that this season. He does one decent thing, then he just takes it away by doing something poor. He'll maybe beat a man slightly, hit the ball straight at them. he will not shoot he'll shoot when it's time to pass. He'll pass when it's time to shoot. Rashford of last season, he takes the onus on himself in that situation 1v1 with the keeper. Instead of trying to pass to Bruno, Rashford would have been like, yo, last season, slap, side netting. Anyone, whether you hate or love Rashford, I know you guys all know I'm not lying. Rashford last year, that situation, he beats the goalkeeper all the time, 10 times out of 10. Rashford was scored last season, slapped it past the goalkeeper. He'd have told Bruno, yo, Bruno, calm down. It's on me, I'm scoring this. Cool, you thought that Bruno was the better option. If you're going to think Bruno's the better option, brother, pass it properly. Please pass it properly.
We got Galatasaray fans in the chat, bro.
Bro, the weight of pass was poor. He underhit the pass. Moved past the underhit the pass. He even played the pass at the incorrect angle. He had to play that ball slightly ahead. But he played it behind Bruno. He played it too slowly. And Bowie came and just took the ball. Light work. Rashford today, no, niente, no, nada. Not good enough. Did not do enough at all. The assist was good. We have to be even-handed and fair. I have to comment about the assist. One moment. So, Manchester United fans, they're not true with themselves. If you just expand on that for me, Boris, give me an idea of what you mean by that. I'd love to dissect that. Have the conversation. Forza, Galatasaray, you don't have Icardi, Mertens, Zaha, Torreira, Ziyech. Bro, if you're a Galatasaray fan, big up to you, man. You deserved, well, I say you, bro, I can't even lie. You got what you got. I'm not even going to say you deserve the win. I may be upset by the match, but I'm not shameless. I wouldn't say you deserve the win, but you came with a game plan. You didn't come to sit back and be negative. You actually went out there and you put in a display. You put in a decent display. Of course, we allowed you to do that to a certain extent, but you still came out with a game plan and executed it. So big up to you. I hope we can beat you at your ground the same you've beaten us, but I can't see it. So yeah, like I was saying about Rashford, the assist was good. One of the few moments of quality that he showed in the game. Very good assist. It was well taken. So obviously I have to give him some sort of a rating and a good mark for that. For the assist, I'll give him a slight boost in rating. The fact that he was taken off at 65th minute, it is really an indictment because a lot of people seem to think that Rashford is Ten Hag's son at the moment. So the fact that he was subbed off at 65th minute, that tells you all you need to know currently, that there's real problems. So, you know what? It's actually peak, but I'm not going to lie. For the assist, I'll give Rashford a 4. It was pretty bad from Rashford today. It was pretty damn bad. And you have to factor in him getting subbed early. The only reason he's even getting a 4 is because of that assist. That assist kind of props up his score. Not looking good, bro. It's not looking good. Next person, swiftly on. So it looks like we can finally actually talk about something a little bit more positive. Rasmus Højlund. This is the match that looks like Højlund has arrived. Højlund, I believe, this looks like the match that he has arrived. I was saying it in my preview, I was saying in previous matches that the one issue I was currently having with Højlund, which wasn't really an issue from him, just a moment, Boris, I'll get into your comment. It wasn't really an issue from Højlund himself, it was an issue of the wider team that was affecting Højlund. When you get a new striker, or a new player in general, and you understand their profile to a certain extent, you want to see more of what they can do, because you want to understand what they're capable of, what they can bring to your team, what their strengths and weaknesses are. Since Højlund is a young player, he came from Atalanta, let's not cap people in the chat. We all know that most of you guys did not watch Højlund game in, game out for Atalanta, or game in, game out for Norway. That would be a lie. So let's not lie, yeah? So he's come to the club. I want to see what kind of finishing is the guy capable of. Can he shoot from outside the box? Is he composed? Can he score headers? What's his movement like at the front post, the near post, in the middle of the goal? Can he vary up his finishing? Can he go for finesse shots, power shots? Does he hit side netting? Can he chip the keeper? You need to see all these different types of things, his hold-up play. Today, he showed me so many things. He showed me his ability to bully centre-backs. At times, of course, the centre-backs were able to get some change out of him, but he did really put a bit of bruising on their centre-backs. He did well, Højlund. Composed moments, I saw him dribble past 2 defenders and play the ball out to Rashford. Saw that hold-up play. The goal he scored, he showed his lightning pace to actually be able to match Rashford's speed, and he finished it with authority. He got there ahead of Davinson Sanchez, who's not slow. Davinson Sanchez, we know him from the Premier League, he's quite quick, and he's able to beat him for pace and get to that header first. Boom. As much as the goal was offside, the composure he showed in the box, takes a touch, absolutely sends Bowie to the shops, finishes him, and then slaps it back past the goalkeeper, gives him the eyes. He showed a lot in that moment as well. Then the goal that was actually a goal, mistake from Davinson Sanchez, gets the ball, lightning pace, runs past the entire defense, and what does he show me? 1v1 finishing as well, chip the goalkeeper. The one positive I can take out of this game is that Højlund was fantastic. Of course, you could say there was a couple of things here and there that wasn't perfect, but you're never going to be really perfect, especially in an underperforming team. You're not going to be perfect. But Højlund showed me so much today. I'm very, very happy about Højlund's performance today. I can't really even say he really put a foot wrong. He didn't do anything tremendously bad. Of course, he didn't win all of his duels, but you're never going to win all your duels, especially against two physical centre-backs. Højlund was great, man. Quickly, if I go on to this, so let me open this comment from Boris. Mention what CR7 talked about Manchester United is now we are seeing the reality. Honestly, the comments that CR7 made about Ten Hag, the manager, how the club's working, I would agree with you, Boris. It is starting to come into fruition to some extent. Like, what he said about the manager, I'm still taking it with a pinch of salt because at the end of the day, as much as United fans, we love Ronaldo and we respect him for what he did at the club, let's not lie as if to say that there's not sour grapes involved. He is a man who was on the way out in terms of his ability. He's still a good player now. Even at his age, he's actually still a good player, but he's not anywhere near the level he used to be. And you know when you've been at the top for so long, when you start to decline and you actually start to feel your body and you feel that inevitability, bro, father time, mother time is unchallenged, unmatched, undefeated. And Ronaldo at Manchester United was feeling it. The previous manager, Ragnick, wasn't feeling his inability to press, his lack of energy because of his age. Ten Hag, a similar thing. So I would say there was some sour grapes involved from Ronaldo, so you have to take some of what he said with a pinch of salt, but very much so, a lot of what Ronaldo said was facts, and it is starting to come into play, especially when he commented about the club, how bad we are in terms of training, how bad we are in terms of facilities. Man, I got a leaky stadium. I bet you all the fans in the stadium right now were soaked. Erik Ten Hag can manage big players. That is the truth. Do you mean can't? I assume you mean can't manage big players. Correct me if I'm wrong, Boris, if you meant can't manage big players. Just tell me if I'm wrong. So you're saying here, Pat's amazing blends. He scored a winner 2 weeks ago and you're saying his shooting boots have gone? Bro.
I was like,
when I say that Bruno's shooting boots have gone, I'm not just commenting about today. Pat, trust me when I say, I watch every minute, every moment of every Man United game. I am not commenting about today when I talk about Bruno's shooting boots. I'm not sure what club you support, Pat. I don't think you're a Man United fan, but if you've been watching every single one of Man United's games, he is not the same Bruno that came for the first 2 years, where he was one of the probably the most clinical player in our squad. Actually, statistically as well, was one of the most clinical players in the Premier League in terms of conversion rate. He was very high up there. At certain points, he's one of the highest in the league in terms of conversion rate. Bruno, I've seen Bruno different times, especially last year. I saw him missing 1v1s, even the year before, missing 1v1s he never used to miss. There's a lot of chances that Bruno's been missing over the last year and a half. That prime Bruno that we remember when he first came, he did not miss that. Bruno was probably our best finisher. There were times where Man United fans was talking about, why don't we just play Bruno false 9 when we were struggling with a striker? Why not just play Bruno false 9? Because we knew how good Bruno was at finishing. I guarantee you right now, no one's talking about playing Bruno false 9. He does not score the level of goals he scores anymore. Yes, I believe that's partly to do with the system. It's not just down to him, but also he's been getting into certain situations and he's not finished. And yes, of course, him scoring a wonder goal is great, but a wonder goal doesn't constitute your ability to finish. That's a wonder goal. That shows his technical ability. That goal came from his technical ability. That's not his finishing prowess. Don't you remember the Tottenham game last year? 1v1 right in front of the goalkeeper. Somehow he managed to hit the post from there. Somehow hit the crossbar from there. The Bruno, we know, we never missed that. That's why I said, Pat, that Bruno, his shooting boots, they're not completely gone, but he's not the same shooter he used to be. Let's see, Goskel saying, bro, this is the Champions League. You cannot win a match with just the system. We thought Old Trafford was hell. We were wrong. Bro, Goskel, I don't know. I assume you're probably not seen much of Man United. I'm pretty sure you're Galatasaray fans, so big up to you, bro. You're probably not watched much of Man United. I can assure you, Man United is not hell. The only thing hellish about us is the Red Devil logo. Outside of that, it is very much Elsa, Frozen, Let It Go, easy, ice, Disney on ice. You can come here and anyone can come to Old Trafford right now and have their way with us. It's not like last year where OT was a fort. Right now, you can come to OT, come into our house with your dirty boots, not take them off, step all over our carpet and put your feet on the table. Easy work. Erik ten Hag can't manage big players. That's the truth. Bro, that's left to be seen. I wouldn't go as far as to agree with you there. You could talk about his track record. He's never really managed players anywhere near the caliber of the Varans, Casemiros, Ronaldo, even Rashford to a certain extent with his superstardom that he has at the moment. You could argue Ten Hag hasn't managed that level of player, but I believe we need to see more before we start saying that he can't manage big players. If Ten Hag is able to get through this rut, then you'll be proved wrong. But however, if he gets trapped in this and he's not able to push past, then we could say that you're right, and you could argue he can't manage big personalities. Only time will tell. But if we're talking about history, you could argue that he can't. So comment here from Francis. He said, I just open up here, not only Højlund, Casemiro did well, and even Eriksen, Onana, Rashford and Fernandes should be suspended. Hey, my life, Francis said they should be suspended. That's funny stuff. Bro, honestly speaking, people were talking about Onana not starting this game before the match. People said that Onana shouldn't start this game. There's some people felt like Bayindir should have been given a chance. Today is the first time I say you could argue he should be given a chance, but I would still go Onana in the game against Bournemouth on the weekend. I will still go Onana. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. If you guys would go Bayindir, if you would switch him, I'd agree. But Rashford, and I'd argue Bruno. Before I said that no, I would not drop Bruno. Even when people a couple of games ago were starting to talk about dropping Bruno, I argued and I'll keep arguing that Bruno should not have been dropped. But now I'd say is a time where, cool, you can start looking at potentially pulling back some of Bruno's minutes. So rather than giving him 90 minutes, maybe slowly start to feed him off. I think Bruno needs to, first before he starts getting dropped, need to be put on the same list that Rashford seems to be on right now, where you're playing poorly, you're getting subbed off. Because before Rashford could get away with playing poorly and not be subbed off, now it looks like Ten Hag is going to be subbing him off when he plays poorly. I believe Bruno needs to be put in that same lane. Not dropped straight away, but if he plays poorly, he's well within the opportunity of being taken off. I think that's what we need to do. Højlund did well. Casemiro did well defensively, was poor on the ball. The red card wasn't his fault. Højlund, I didn't end up giving his rating because I got sidetracked, but Højlund, I would give him. It's difficult. I know people might try to cook me if I go too high. 2 goals, basically scored 3. Hold up play was good, pressed well. I can't lie. Is it too high? Bro, I'm not gonna lie. You guys tell me if I'm wrong. But the thing is, player ratings are meant to be, to a certain extent, somewhat individualized. Somewhat. He held the ball up well. He passed the ball well. I saw he had good feet outside and inside the box. He scored 2 goals and narrowly avoided getting a hat-trick on his Champions League debut for Man United. He was physical up against 2 centre-back. Scored a variation of goals. It's not like he scored just tap-ins. He showed us variation in his ability to score goals. I don't see why not for giving him an 8. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm on that Kool-Aid. But I don't see why he doesn't deserve an 8 today. Next player out of the starting lineup to rate was Hannibal. Hannibal the cannibal. This guy, yeah, I said it in my build-up. Why is this guy starting? Why is the guy starting? I have a term, this term that I've coined for when we play Casemiro, Bruno, Mount and Hannibal. When we play those 4 midfielders, I call it the blood diamond formation. Because Man United, we bleed, and it makes the fans' eyes bleed when we watch it. Because Hannibal, at times, you know, there's a few cute movements on the ball, There was a couple of decent touches. He pressed really well. You know, his stats are amazing for pressing. But on the ball, what did he do? No forward passes, no long switches of play. The one opportunity he had in the box, what's he do? poor first touch, wasn't able to get the shot off in the end. I'm sorry, but Man United fans, we need to start getting to the level where being a Man United Academy player is not criteria for allowances for poor performances. You get judged the same. I don't care if we plucked you from the bowels of Ecuador or you came fresh from Carrington. Bro, if you played bad, you're going to get cooked. Finito. There's no conspiracy theories. There's no protections. There's no in between. You get smoked if you don't play well. Simple. The guy did not play well today. He does not do enough on the ball. We struggled to create chances, didn't we? Do you think there may be something deeper? If so, many quality players didn't perform. When you start looking at the manager, I'm going to have to highlight your comment, bro, and then bring that up there. Got 29 people watching right now. It's looking good. Make sure to sub up to the channel, guys. Drop the likes, get this pushed. But in terms of, quickly before I finish on Hannibal, so in terms of Hannibal, yeah, cool. One thing I'd say that was good about Ten Hag today was substituting Hannibal. He had to be subbed. We struggled to create chances on the weekend, but we decided to remove an attacker in Palestri, Garnacho and Anthony, that position, and play Hannibal, who doesn't create, doesn't score, doesn't even transition the ball forward to play the pass before the pass. He doesn't do any of those things. So how are we expecting to create more goals or score more goals with a guy that literally takes away from our attack being played? He is not good enough currently to be starting for Manchester United. It needs to stop. Energy merchants, being an energy merchant isn't good enough. I said it during the match, and I'll say it again right now for you guys. The only reason why Hannibal gets away with certain fans with being passive, because you have to equalize two things. McTominay and Hannibal, they're both from the youth setup, right? So that's equal. So they both get the Carrington tax. When you put that to one side, what's the next thing? There's British tax with McTominay. People don't like British players. There's also, and then this guy's Tunisian, so he's got a bit more flair automatically. Cool. This guy, he's got the whole Ruud Gullit hair. This guy's got the Ruud Gullit hair, so he looks a bit sexy, a bit more eye-catching to see him running around the pitch with his hair flowing. When McTominay's got that little buzz cut, the dead trim, he doesn't look as eye-catching doing nothing. He looks decent doing nothing. They both do nothing. At least McTominay can drive with the ball. He's got the odd little long shot or goal in him. This guy, I've not seen any of that in him.
Apart from that one long shot he scored.
Am I saying he'll never be good enough for Man United? Absolutely not. Not saying that. No one can. I'm not saying that before people take things out and blow it out the water. I'm not saying he'll never be good enough for Man United, but right now, he should never, ever, hold type SpongeBob. He should never, ever be starting for Man United. Off the bench, cool. But luckily, now that Kobe Maino's coming back, I don't want to see this guy starting. Hold bench. This guy today, no higher than a 5. And that's a generous 5, because when I'm rating him, that's a 5 for his caliber. If this performance was done by Casemiro and Eriksen or Bruno, they're getting 4s and 3s. Because it's Hannibal, I'll be somewhat generous. I'll give him a 5. So Pat, you said, do you think there may be something deeper? If so many quality players didn't perform, when do you start looking at the manager? Bro, you start looking at the manager right now. Right here, right now, you look at the manager. Because, like you said, when you have so many quality players, when they're playing to this level, you do start have to look at him. You have to look at Ten Hag and say, yo brother, what the hell is actually going on with your performances? What is actually going on? Because even if you compare it to last year versus this year, I know we played slightly differently last year, but why has there been such a big drop-off this year compared to last year? Why has the drop-off been so big? Why have we decided to buy Onana? I'll just combine the two comments. So you've said here, Boris, Onana is a good goalkeeper. If defensive line is not good, goalkeeper can't do nothing. Look what he did in Milan. Exactly, Boris. Look what this guy did in Milan. He was absolutely amazing in Inter Milan because their structure and their team played under a system that worked. It was fluid. They knew what they were doing, and they went all the way to the Champions League final. They were at the level of getting in the Champions League final, top 4 position in Serie A as well. So if we look at it, if we have to start applying context, we can't just be waffling as United fans. We have to start applying context to everything that happens at this club. The manager The manager has these players. You buy Onana. Onana is the best ball-playing goalkeeper in the world. He's the best at that. So then why is he playing long balls in this match? Onana plays long ball after long ball after long ball after long ball. He's playing long balls to Garnacho. He's playing long balls even out to Bruno. Why are you hitting Garnacho and Bruno with long balls? But then that's not his fault. Ten Hag is obviously asking him to do that. For whoever in the chat wasn't here when I mentioned it before, this guy Onana did not want to play for Cameroon because of the whole situation with him being forced to play long balls, forced to not be a sweepy keeper, basically forced to go against everything that has made him who he is as a goalkeeper. He was forced to go against that at Cameroon. So now he's at Manchester United under his manager who knows him. That's his guy, Ten Hag. But Ten Hag is making him bypass the press by going long, even though you don't have players that are capable of winning the first ball or the second ball. So even when we were 10 men down, Onana was still going long and we were just losing the ball high up for no reason. At least try to get the ball, and even if we're 10 men down, at least just work the ball into the wings and just flood the ball with crosses. At least crosses have a decent percentage chance of resulting in a goal, even an own goal. Why are you spamming long balls, Onana? Or rather should I say, why is Ten Hag instructing this guy to spam long balls? That's where the disconnect comes from. You buy a goalkeeper of a certain profile, but then make him play a different type of football. Doesn't make sense. Onana, minus 27 goals from 9 matches. Huh? Wait. S8N. Wait a second. You can't be telling me this is true, right? There's no way that this guy's conceded 27 goals in the last 9 games. I refuse to believe that's true. Bro, S8N, if you can put the article or the quote or whatever from where you saw that stat, because that's wild. There's no way I believe he's conceded 27 goals. I just don't know. I just can't believe that. Nine games. Are you including preseason or something? No, that don't make sense still. I can't lie. That don't make sense.
Bro, 27 goals is insane.
Nah, that don't make sense still.
That's insane.
Martial, flat 5. Obviously, he was no better than the 5. He came on for a bit, didn't do much. Garnacho, same thing, flat 5. There's not really much to comment about. These are guys that came on basically to just wind down the clock, run around like blue ass flies because we were 10 men down and there was nothing to play for at the end of the day because we didn't do niche even when we tried to go forward. We didn't create with 11 people. Do you think we're going to create with 10? Nope. I say Maguire. I don't know why he's there. Yeah, so that's pretty much been my player rating. So Ten Hag should sack himself. Yo, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Whilst we're here, I might as well just put it out there. I'm going to put out the poll. I'm going to put out a poll for you guys. I want you to vote right now on the poll. I want to understand where your heads are at currently as United fans. So this is the poll. Get ready now. Get ready for the poll now.
Oh, this poll is going high as well. Make sure you might drop a sub, man. 19 watching. Like up the thing as well.
Yeah, you guys make sure to vote on this poll. I want to see, because I made a poll like this, similar to this a few weeks ago, but obviously at a certain point you want to start putting these polls out again because you understand where the fan base is. So I've put the poll out there. Let me know what you think. Ten Hag should sack himself? Heisenberg, 1999 nights, Man United and Galatasaray. They were terrified after this scene. Welcome to hell. They were shivering. Bro, you're right, Heisenberg, man. Man United is a team that used to inspire so much fear in our opposition. We used to make people terrified. The players have said it. Rival players have said it for a long time now. Man United used to have people defeated before they jump on the pitch. People used to be like, yo, shit, we're going to play Man United. We're going to play Man United. They used to look at our lineup. Rooney, Ronaldo, Berbatov, Tevez, Scholes. They used to think, yo, we are dusted. I already said it before during the stream. I'm going to react to Kevin Prince Boateng's interview. But he said it on there. A lot of you guys may not know, but Boateng played for Tottenham back in the day. During the time where I believe he may have been there around the same time as, that would have been a while ago. Maybe Berbatov was there at the time, I believe. Played with him at Tottenham. He played back then and he said that when he used to play Man United back then, they knew before they stepped on the pitch. They knew they were done. Right now, Man United, everybody knows you can get change out of us. Man United is the one of the best teams in the world currently to play, best good teams in the world currently to play, that make you think to yourself, you know what? We've got a chance. We've got a chance. If you're low on confidence, if you're not scoring goals, if your manager is close to being sacked, you want to play Man United because they'll give you a chance. If you're low on confidence, not scoring goals, what's perfect? Man United, they'll give you a chance. Look at Icardi. The stat came out. Galatasaray have not scored an away goal in the Champions League since 2005. Who's the first team?
15, you mean?
2015. So that's 8 years they haven't scored an away goal in the Champions League. Who's the first team? Man United. Brighton had never beat Man United ever before in our history. This season, what's happened? Gone.
Insane.
Anything that can go bad, this season will go bad. I said it before and I said it again. When will it end, Robbie? Hold tight, FTV, innit? But right now, we are actually the club that you want to play. We are the banter club. It's official. Like, it's crazy. Let me have a look at the poll. So currently I'm seeing the Ten Hag in or out poll. 4 votes. Keep voting on this poll. I want to see where it's moving. Currently there's 4 votes. It's 50-50 at the moment. Keep voting on the poll. But yeah, this stat here, I need to get it verified. I don't know if anyone can get this stat verified for me, because I'm seeing here, apparently Onana's conceded 27 goals in 9 matches for Man United. Messi can't do that. The best candidate for Ballon d'Or. Give me an idea. I want to know if it's true. So this is what, let me see what Heisenberger said here. No man. Galatasaray terrified them and defeat Man United. Oh, no. Check out the video. Oh. Galatasaray terrified them and defeat Man United in Galatasaray. Oh, yeah. Okay. I see what you're talking about. Let me copy that. I'll watch the video tomorrow. Bro, that's what I'm saying, Heisenberg. You're right. Because think about it this way. What you just said there is a perfect example of what's going to happen to us. If the 1999 Manchester United team was able to get dunked on going away to Galatasaray because that aura of that stadium was just dense, that dense aura the Galatasaray stadium was able to get to Man United back in 1999, that was the Man United team that was en route to winning a treble. That's how good that team was. But they still felt shivers down their spine playing against Galatasaray in 99. Imagine these crop of players. Rashford and that. Bruno. Linda, the Iceman who melts. All these men, yeah? You think they're going to turn up? They're going to get moved to. In that stadium.
It's going to be big.
They're going to get moved to.
The look on their faces is going to be so sad.
So let me see here. So Pat, you've just said here, nothing is permanent. Things are cyclical. 2-3 years ago, Zaha was hotcakes. Who would have imagined him ending up at Turkey? I mean, you're 100% right. Things are cyclical. At the end of the day, football, everything happens in cycles. Circle of life tax, innit? Everything happens in cycles. No one has a divine right to win over and over and over and over again. You know, the thing is, of course, there will be some United fans. There will be some United fans that are out there who have this feeling that since Man United are this great club, the biggest club in England, arguably the biggest club in the world, we have this divine right to always win. Every match we should be winning. That's what some people feel. But no one has that. But what a team like Man United should be doing is we should be, at the very least, constantly competing. We should be competitive. We should be on the same level as our peers in terms of stature in football. People that are the best. Currently, Man City are one of the best. People like the Man Cities, the Liverpools, people like Real Madrid, your bosses when they're performing, Bayern Munich, PSG when they're performing. We should be on the same caliber as them, where at the very least, we're relative to all these teams. We may not win the Champions League, but any team that comes to Old Trafford is like, yo, we're in for it today. We're in for it. Because that's how every team feels when they go to play these teams I've just mentioned. But when people come to play us, they know they've got an opportunity. They can get change out of us. We felt as if things were maybe going to change last year, but typically nothing ever changes. Kasimoto, he just commented here that Onana must be benched right away. Honestly, tell me in the chat, Would you guys currently be benching Onana? So Ten Hag out currently sat at 62%. I'm still of the opinion that I'm Ten Hag'd out. I had a prediction that I stated that I believed Man United would have an amazing second half of the season. It currently looks like I might be dusted with that one, but we'll see in it.
How many people have voted on the poll?
So yeah, Casimoto said that he thinks Onana should be benched right away. Boris is saying the players need to be honest with themselves and say the truth. What is going on at Old Trafford? We'll have to see in it. What I could believe could happen soon is Sancho will leave this club. Sancho will leave. That's 100% fact. When Sancho leaves, I believe we will get more information as to what's going on with the club. Potentially a little bit more on Ten Hag. We'll get something. Maybe if he goes on loan, then after his loan finishes and he gets sold, I think we may start to hear a little bit more about what happened with Ten Hag, that situation. Start to get Sancho's side of the story. As much as I believe in, hard work, I believe that the players should be held to a certain standard. I believe the managers should be very much in control of things. I do still want to know what Sancho's side of the story was, because there may be things deeper, and you need these people to leave the club and finally be more confident about speaking out. One decent thing about social media is it's made these players and managers and whatever more confident about speaking out on these topics, speaking out about the club. More players, like Ronaldo's done it, Zlatan's going to do it soon. Hopefully in the Piers Morgan interview, I'm going to react to that one as well. Hopefully Zlatan talks more about how the club was operating whilst he was there. I'd love to know more. So like you're saying, Boris, I really want to see what these guys have to say about this, because it's mad. Mizzo, Galatasaray have never won a game on English soil, maybe just in this tourney. Not only did the players let their club down, but the whole country. Fam, I'm telling you, any record that you can think of that's negative that needs to be broken over the past 10 years that since Sir Alex left, every single negative record just keeps on cropping up and being broken every time like clockwork. Zaha came in and rubbed. I told you, Zaha came in, celebrated in front of our fans. Can't even blame him. Shameless, as you say here, Pat, United old boy, just dunking on us, celebrating on us. But yeah, before we go, can someone please drop in the chat Ten Hag's quotes from the interview? I know some of you out there are really good at grabbing these quotes. If someone out there is able to get the quotes on me from the interview, we quickly go over that. Then also we can give the manager rating and just how we feel moving forward. Because it's not looking good. So you guys have been great today. Smash up the ting. Let's see if we can reach 75 or 80. Push for that before the stream ends. Get those subs up, lads. Casimoto. This club has finished where Sancho... let me pin that so I can read it better. Alright, Casimoto. This club is finished. Where is Sancho? Surely the manager must answer. Bro, I know where Sancho is. Sancho's out here FIFA, bro. Playing FIFA, innit? He's out here playing FIFA. Nah, but on a serious note, Sancho, that situation with Sancho is just so telling of how messed up the club currently is. The one thing that I'm currently thinking of, I don't know if there's rival fans in the chat or Man United fans might think I'm smoking copium. Maybe I'm coping. But Manchester United has never had this many issues recurring over and over and over again. We've never had this. The level that our issues currently are, it is frightening currently. It's actually scary how many issues we have at the moment. So what that tells me is that there's something, like you're saying, Boris has said before, Casimoto's been saying, Pat's been saying, there is something deeper going on. Is it just down to the fact that the Glazers are going to be leaving? Is the fact that the Glazers are going to be leaving, is that enough of a reason as to why the club seems to be falling apart? Because the owners really don't give a shit anymore, so they're going to let the club crumble. Because that's what it's feeling like to a certain extent, as if the club's being allowed to just fall apart and pass away into obscurity as they collect their paycheck and cut. Maybe I'm just looking into things from a weird angle. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it down to the owners are leaving, so a lot of the stuff they used to keep in-house are letting it slip? I don't know. Boris said here, I believe Manchester will be great again. I believe definitely. I believe that too, bro. I genuinely believe Manchester United will get back to where we need to be eventually.
As long as the Glazers.
But that's the thing. The only thing is, look, one of two things needs to happen. One of two things. If Ten Hag is to stay and be successful, It won't be under this owners. And the reason why it won't be under this owners is Ten Hag, I believe, has potential. There's something about him. He could be a decent manager and good for us in the future. But the issue is he is not on that level of a manager that he can carry a club. I don't believe he can carry a club in terms of tactically, or he hasn't got broad enough shoulders, broad enough experience in the game to carry a club. And only that type of manager could maybe, with some of the players we have currently, like Casemiro's and the Varanes, the Martinez's, the Højlunds, could maybe get us a trophy. I believe only someone like an Ancelotti, maybe a Zidane, even though he'd never come to us, maybe one of these guys could carry us to a singular Champions League. I don't believe under these owners it's possible for Man United to win a Premier League. Why? Because I said it before, right now to win the Premier League, in the current scenario, you need to win about 32 to maybe 34, 35 sometimes games. Does any Man United fan in the chat currently think Man United are capable of winning anywhere from 32 to 35 games? Win. And in the couple of draws, maybe the odd 1 or 2 losses here and there. Is Man United capable of winning 32 to 35 games? Impossible. We are not doing that. So the fact that we cannot win that many games already tells you that we will not win the Premier League. Can we win cups though under the Glazers? We've done it before, we can do it again. Man United can win cups under the Glazers. But in terms of winning the best stuff, the Premier League, which takes absolute balls to the wall consistency, not possible. We can't win the Premier League on these owners. And I don't believe also we can win something on the caliber of a Champions League with Erik ten Hag. The only way we can win a Champions League, I think, is with the likes of an Ancelotti, who has the ability to, he's the Champions League GOAT, and he has the ability to galvanize his team enough to win that. If Ten Hag is to be successful, I believe we need to get the Qataris in. If we don't get the Qataris in, I don't actually think Ten Hag is going to have any sort of success at the club, which to some extent you could say that means we should get him out, but it's left to be seen. The current reports are that November time could be crucial in terms of the club and the sale of the club. We basically as United fans, I'd implore you to maybe have a little bit of patience. We'll see what happens by November. If the club isn't sold by November, that's when I'm worried for Ten Hag, because then I feel like there'll be no saving him by then. The only thing I think can save Ten Hag is new owners and a structural change. I have a video on my channel that goes over a little bit of the structural changes that could have happened. So it's saying here, Casimiro, why always Man United? Bro, you're done with the manager, bro. I'm sure you guys all remember Balotelli in there. Why always me? Why is it always us? Sancho plays Call of Duty. Bro, Pat, you're not wrong, man. Boris, only thing for Erik ten Hag, don't have tactics. That's his problem. Bro, he does. The thing is, Boris, you know what? He does have tactics. His tactics are just not good enough. At the moment, anyway, at present. It's just so hard to dissect what's going on. Genuinely. It's as if the thing with Ten Hag is it currently looks like he's trying to do too many things at once. So you know what they say, too many chefs in the kitchen spoils the cook. Too many chefs in the kitchen spoils the broth, I think the phrase is. He's trying too many different things, spinning too many different plates. He wants to play from the back, but at the same time he wants to counter and go long to the likes of Rashford. He wants to do one tactic, but then he wants to do one thing at the same time. I feel like Ten Hag is at a halfway house. I think he needs to fully invest in a particular style of play and run with it. And just run with it. I think he changes things far too much. He's a bit too much of a tinkerer. Many a manager has been lambasted for tinkering with things too much. He does way too much tinkering. He needs to just stick to what he knows. Hold tight, High School Musical. Stick to the stuff you know. If you want to be cool, follow one simple rule. Stick to the stuff you know. And he's not doing it. The guy's not sticking to the stuff he knows. What made him the manager that everyone loved and wanted at this club? He's not doing it anymore. What made him a success at Ajax? He's not doing it anymore. He's reverted himself. I feel like he's went into his shell because he's under pressure and he fears the sack. If you saw his face at the end there, he looked worried. He looked worried. He looked disappointed. I kind of feel sorry for him. I think he might be dusted, you know. I don't want Ten Hag out. I think I'm personally of the opinion that I'm waiting to see the situation with the ownership and to see a few more performances. But you know what they say? There's always that one game, there's always that one point that could change everything, positively or negatively. For us, it could be this Man City game. We all looked at it, Man United fans, we all looked at this running. We saw that we had home game after home game after home game against easy teams. Palace twice, Galatasaray, Bournemouth. Then I believe after the international break, we were then home to Man City. Man City is the big one. As a club, any club in the world really, to a certain extent, any Premier League club to a certain extent, you are actually kind of allowed to lose to Man City without it being, the end of the world. But my issue is, I'm worried about how we could lose to Man City. I don't think Ten Hag loses his job if we lose to Man City. But if we get pumped by Man City, that's a whole other story. And I do think that is the game that's either going to make or break his tenure at Man United. If we somehow scumbag a win at Old Trafford, somehow play decent football and get a good, strong win similar to last year at Old Trafford versus Man City, that could change things. But equally, I can see us getting dunked on, Haaland scoring a hat-trick. I can see us getting moved to by Man City. And if we get moved to versus Man City, Ten Hag might as well start packing his stuff in the changing room.
I allow that, bro.
Because I think that's when the United fans are going to snap. That's when they're going to snap. I've got composure. I'm composed. But United fans, they're going to snap if we get pumped by Man City. Because the rhetoric is going to be again, Man City again, 6-3. Like last year, gone. That's when I think he could get got. So that's what I'm just worried about right now. That's the game that I believe might sign the final death warrant for Ten Hag, the Man City game. Ten Hag lacks experience, said by Lucas. You're probably right, Lucas. He does lack experience at this level, but he did show last season that he was capable of doing something. He was capable of grinding out fixtures. He was capable of winning us a trophy that we hadn't in a long time. He lacks experience at a certain level, but equally, he did at least do something. Ollie had 3 years. Ollie had more experience in football. He did niche. At least Ten Hag did something. Is the level of experience that he has and what he's shown enough to get us to the top? Right now, whether you're in or out, he hasn't shown the propensity to be able to get Man United where we need to be. Whether he'll show it in future before he's sacked, that's left to be seen. Kasimoto, we cannot make it why Glazers are very stubborn like these. They don't want to say, bro, they're just money making, flipping, money grubbing bastards. They're not trying to leave. They're trying to drain us of every last penny. The leeches, fam. And I don't know if you guys are into mythology, but if you know what a succubus is, that's what Man United are. They suck the life out of everything. The Glazers, the leeches. The club is literally valued at around 3 billion. They're asking for double. Someone bids 5 billion for something worth 3 billion. They add 2 billion on top. You say, nah, are you mad? Day Friday. Please, Onana needs to be benched. I think Ten Hag has some keepers for sup. Has some keepers for. Sorry, O'Day. I wasn't able to get the last bit of your comment. If you could rephrase that a little bit, I'll comment on it. So Pat, Man City might not be. Yeah, bro, succubus, man. Man City might not be as bad as a result because they are reigning treble winners. If Liverpool pump you again, yeah, that's what I said. That's why I said that losing to Man City to a certain extent isn't the worst thing in the world. A manager can get away with losing to Man City because the narrative will be, it's Man City, they beat everyone. And fair enough, Man City do beat everyone. But that's what I'm saying, it's how you get beat. I'm sorry, but United fans in the chat now, even the guys that are Ten Hag in, if you're Ten Hag in right now, if we lose 5-0 to Man City, which is possible, let's not lie, it is very possible. We conceded 3, you conceded 4 to Bayern, who aren't very good. We conceded 3 tonight to Galatasaray, who are crap. We conceded 3 to Brighton, who are average. got pumped 6-1 by Aston Villa. Why can't we concede 5 to Man City? Why can't we? Why can't we?
Literally.
Why can't we concede 5 to Man City? Like, we're moving like Ash, fam. Bro, 2 hands on it. 2 hands on it, bro. Suck him. It's crazy. Yeah, Liverpool, bro. Liverpool, I said it. I'm actually, you know, it's sad to say it, but as a Man United fan, I really wanted Salah to leave Liverpool. I wanted him to leave so badly, not even just for the agendas and to laugh at Liverpool fans, because this guy dunks on us all the time. And with the way we're defending, Salah's got a hat-trick incoming at Anfield. If we step into Anfield like this, Salah hat-trick incoming, you might as well put a bet on it. He's going to dunk on us so hard. We play like this again against Liverpool, I could easily see us, if we continue like this, we could concede anywhere from about 7 to 12 goals across Man City and Liverpool away. Am I lying though? It's not impossible. And the thing is, that can happen home and away. Because last year at least we had a good home defensive record, but this year you can smoke us home and away. So maybe across both fixtures we could concede close to 20 goals. 15-20 goals home and away to Liverpool and Man City is not impossible. So bro, I said it, get your buns ready. It's squeaky bum time for Man United right now. Why Ten Hag is having problems with the players? I wouldn't even say it's entirely a Ten Hag issue. Many managers have had issues with his players. Ragnick had issues with the likes of the Bruno Rashfords. Oli had an issue with some of these players. A lot of these players have sacked the manager. So it's not even just a Ten Hag issue. It's a cultural issue and it's a player issue as well. It's a mix of all three. Maybe it's a lack of respect. Maybe like you were saying before, Ten Hag lacking experience. Maybe Ten Hag lacking experience means that these players are thinking to themselves, hold up, you're trying to come in here like a bad man. You think you're the boss. You think you're some sort of army general. You haven't won the Champions League. You haven't won any sort of domestic trophy in a big competition like Serie A, La Liga, Premier League. You're not a known man in football. You don't have pedigree. You never managed an international team and won an international trophy. But you want to come in here like a general. You want to get rid of Ronaldo. You want to do all this stuff. There's probably a little bit of a lack of respect on that part from some of the players. But I would say that that's still a reflection on the mentality of these players. You cannot undermine the manager just because you feel like he may lack some experience. You put your head down and you work hard. Of course, then the main issue Ten Hag is currently facing is if you want to be an authoritarian, a bit of a maybe dictator, and yes, he came into this club wanting to fix the culture, but you have to win games. If you don't win games, then the players are always going to give you a side eye like, bro, you're trying to tell me about my training, yeah? Bro, you're trying to say I'm not working hard in training, but you can't even get wins. You're trying to tell me to do this, do that. Okay, I've been doing what you've been telling me to do now for weeks. You don't let me do the stuff I want to do because you're a dictator, but now we're not even winning games and I'm doing what you asked me to do. So all of a sudden, this is the issue. Being a dictator and being tough on your players, instilling that mentality is okay. People like Simeone have done that before. Jose Mourinho does that. But the issue is you have to also be winning. If you're not winning and you don't have the experience, these issues start to come. And our players are the type of players that get rid of managers. So Ten Hag can't get away with doing the general dictator thing if he's not winning games. Onana is your problem now. I think he played almost 12 games and 1 clean sheet. Yeah, but I wouldn't attribute all the losses to Onana. It's not Onana's fault. The losses, bro. The losses and also the goals conceded is not entirely Onana. In our first 5 games this season, we conceded, I believe, we conceded 10 goals in our first 5 games, and Onana conceded 30 shots on goal. Within our first 5 games last year, De Gea had conceded 10 shots on goal. That comes from poor defending. So yes, Onana's made mistakes and today was devastating. Bayern Munich was devastating. But it was not all down to Onana. Bro, let's not do that. Please don't talk about getting David De Gea back. De Gea is not good enough. He's washed. De Gea is not good. De Gea is not good. Ten Hag must be fired now for the sake of the club and sell the club to the oil. Bro, sell the club to the oil men. Ten Hag, I don't agree with him being fired, but you're entitled to your opinion. That's okay. Getting De Gea back. De Gea is not good. Do you have a short memory, Lucas? Please tell me you don't remember De Gea costing us. De Gea costed us in the Europa League. De Gea costed us against Chelsea in the FA Cup semi-final. De Gea costed us last season versus West Ham, the loss versus West Ham. De Gea's cost us time and time and time again. Don't worry, Heisenberg. I saved the video you mentioned. I'll watch it before I go to sleep tonight. Yeah, De Gea cost us a lot. He's done it many, many times. So please don't do the revisionism. You may want another goalkeeper, but please don't talk about David De Gea, because if we had David De Gea, he would still be making mistakes. We would still not be able to play out from the back. We would concede different. Maybe he wouldn't have made some of the mistakes Onana made in net, but he would have made some of the other mistakes, kicking the ball out poorly, giving away possession loads of times. A game like Arsenal, which was actually quite a tight affair because Onana was able to help us maintain possession. If De Gea played versus Arsenal this season, they'd have probably beaten us 4-5-0. Why? Because we wouldn't have been able to control the ball. We would have been hoofing it. Anyway, I gotta go now, actually, guys, because my brother's got school, got bounce. Don't want to make too much noise in it, but it's been an amazing, amazing match reaction from you guys. It was lovely talking to you guys. Got a lot of new people in there, like Heisenberg, there's Boris in there, Lucas, Casimoto, Pat. Nice to see you back again. All you guys that have been here in the chat, would love to see you on the next shows coming. Got a lot of content coming out. Gonna do some reactions to some of the interviews that are coming out this year, this week, sorry. The Zlatan interview, also the interview with Kevin Prince Boateng. I'll be doing my reaction to those. And also look out for reactions to Man United's past great players. Man United fans currently, we're living in the past because we're trash. So, you know what? I'm going to have to invest in our past players because the current ones aren't doing the business. So, it's been lovely seeing you guys. Man United taking another L, but at least we stay winning in life. That's the only thing I can say. Look forward to more match previews, more match reactions, and more watch-alongs. Got another one coming up this weekend. Don't forget to like, comment, and sub. As you can see, they're on 73. Let's get to 75 before we leave. So, David De Gea is a free agent. Why am I bringing him back home? Because now Nana is playing rubbish. Bro, David De Gea is trash, man. Just leave it. Yeah, trust me, Casimoto, trust me. David De Gea, if he comes back, you want him gone within a month. But yeah, it's been a great stream. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Get it to 75. It's been a great day. Amazing. In a bit, you man. Hold it.
Bye, guys.